A pleasant day to all of you. Today, we are going to present to you our research entitled Assessing Faculty Perception of Their Competency to Teach Online. I am Marites M. Aguilar, and with me are Sir Christian A. Carabeo and Ma'am Ivy Filipina R. Toledo. The global pandemic brought changes to many aspects of people's lives, including education. As per DepEd Order Number 12 Series of 2020, the educational sector has adopted the BELCP or the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan in order to ensure that education continues in the light of COVID-19 pandemic. Teachers were able to take different capability building measures to adopt the needs of the times, or I mean to adapt to the needs of the times. For example, they were able to attend different ICT skills training so that they are able to go to the different learning delivery modalities that are needed to deliver education. In an online platform, faculty readiness amounts to how prepared a teacher is in meeting the demands of the digital world. There is a gap between how teachers instruct and what will be required of teachers in the future. By closing this gap, the competencies must be achieved by future teachers. In DepEd Order number 12 series of 2020, the readiness of the Department for Distance Learning was discussed. In order to fully realize the goal of the BELCP, teachers must be capacitated with the necessary skill set required for teaching in the new normal. To name a few of the studies, we have Arias, Swinton, and Anderson 2018 differentiate online from face-to-face teaching and declares that although the online approach offers freedom, it requires more discipline from both students and educators. As scholars debate on the efficacy of online learning delivery, Nguyen 2015 holds that this option is not a fad that will simply go away. In a study conducted by Bigatel, Ragan, Cannon, May, and Redmond 2012, competencies for online teaching success were identified. It evaluated the teaching behaviors, attitudes, and beliefs that mirror the competencies demonstrated by teachers in order to meet a successful online learning environment. In another study conducted by Caraan and Peñalba in 2019, it shows how teachers are proficient in basic computer skills, yet they need further technical assistance to teach remotely. So, to give you the research questions we have, the researchers aim to answer the following questions. Number one, how do the teachers at the different public secondary schools in the District of Silang perceive their competencies to teach online? Two, are these teachers ready to teach online? And three, what are the factors that affect their perception of their competency and certainty to teach using the digital platform? Let me now give you to my partner, Sir Christian A. Carabeo, to present the rest of the parts of the research.
Thank you, Ma'am Tess. So for the scope and limitations, this study examined the preparedness of teachers at three public secondary schools in the District of Silang to teach online, namely Munting Ilog Integrated National High School, Emilia Ambalada National High School, and Malabag National High School. These schools were chosen based on their proximity to the researchers. It evaluated their perception of the importance of online teaching modality and their competency to handle it. Under methodology, we have letter A, sampling. Random population sampling technique was used in this study. The target participants were the 150 faculty members of Munting Ilog Integrated National High School, Emilia Ambalado Poblated National High School, and Malabag National High School who were new to the ways and means of online teaching. B. Data collection. The researchers targeted 75% of the total number of teachers of each school. Using FRTO, the researchers were able to classify the online teaching competencies into four. The researchers worked on the premise that pedagogical and content knowledge, attitude, ability, and readiness are interrelated. Letter C. Ethical issues. No part of this research was used to deceive, misinform, or mislead readers or the general public. The proponents endeavored to avoid bias at all costs. The research design, methodology, analysis, and interpretation were done with objectivity and sound judgment. And lastly, under methodology, we have data analysis. Descriptive statistical technique focusing on means and standard deviation were the springboard in analyzing this research. Data analysis was conducted on a 5-point Likert scale survey form for the two constructs identified in this study. The multivariate analysis of variance, or MANOVA, was the main statistical instrument to examine the effects of the independent variables on the dependent variable. For the discussion of results, an important finding from the study is that the competencies that faculty perceive as most important in all competency areas differ from the top competencies that faculty believe that they can perform. And these competency areas are course design, course communication, time management, and technical competencies. Thus, the faculty's perception of how important these competencies varied on how competent they are to execute these competencies. Considering that the standard deviation in each area under the two constructs is less than 1, the responses of the participants were homogeneous. This means that majority of the respondents shared common perception about the necessary competencies needed by teacher to teach online. Further, under the construct of the faculty's attitude towards the importance of these online teaching competencies, the results across each area has projected a highly positive result wherein a greater percentage of teachers perceived that these competencies are indeed important. However, specific attention should be given to competencies that the faculty rated low in terms of their ability to perform such competencies. The results has shown that majority of the teachers rated their online teaching abilities as good but not excellent. The results of this study have implications for number 1, faculty who are teaching online or getting prepared to teach online. Second, instructional designers who assist faculty in their preparation to teach online. And third, administrators who can provide support for the faculty to prepare for online teaching. Under the recommendation, studies of online teaching competencies are necessary as they provide information about how online faculty should be trained and be given technical assistance by professional development initiatives. When professional development programs are designed focusing on teachers' competencies to teach online, it is important to cover aspects of the competencies in the FRTO instrument. It is important for the faculty to be prepared in all four areas of online teaching, namely course design, course communication, time management, and technical. And lastly, for the dissemination and advocacy of our research study, this research will be a basis for future faculty professional development plan. As a result, in-service training or staff development program for teachers is critical to the success of educational reform. It also acts as a link between aspiring and experienced educators, allowing them to work together to tackle the new challenges of directing students toward greater levels of learning and self-development. Technological competence for teachers is no longer for just an elite few, but rather is an essential element of preparation for all teachers. So that's all for our research colloquium, namely faculty perception to teach online.